Hello, everybody. Welcome to Young Living Essential Oils. Today, we're going to go over a process of how to get more involved with essential oils and Young Living and use them to stay above the wellness line. So, my story is I was introduced to these several years ago by my coworker, and it was to help me with respiratory issues. I kind of balked at it for quite some time. At that time, she decided, I'm going to give you a sample, and her first initial sample to me was peppermint. I liked the smell. I liked the coolness it gave me when I put it on my hands. When I breathed it in, I could feel that like penetrating. I loved that feeling. But I still was like, yeah, we'll see if it works. Didn't really get into it too much for a while. Then we hit some snags with hormonal issues and hormonal systems with my 3 growing teenage daughters. And I reapproached this coworker, and she introduced me to some other oils. Once we found what worked for our family, it became a sharing thing for us. It was, if this could help us stay above the wellness line, what other people or what other families could we help get there? So Young Living is created a way for my family to be able to help others. I didn't start out by doing anything but getting oils from my family, keeping us in the oily business, as it so to speak. It kind of came about where I wanted to tell people what it did for me and get them introduced so that they could start experiencing what we experienced by using these. With the FDA compliancy that we have nowadays, I would love to be able to go into detail, but I know that I would slip and not be compliant. So if at any time you would love to hear my story, I would love to get into more detail with you. But let's go on with the presentation. So everybody is different. What works for me isn't necessarily going to work for you. And in some cases, it may work exactly the same. But what these oils do is that each oil has many uses. So what would work for my respiratory issue? I have 3 or 4 oils that I love to keep me above the wellness line for that. In your case, it may just be one oil that works the best, and that's what you stick with. That is what is so great about this, is that you can find what works with you by using something that isn't chemically laden, doesn't have any alternative things in it that aren't healthy for you. And that's where this really resonated with myself and my family. And they're right, not all oils are created equal. There are oils out there that are just for aromatherapy. They're there for the smell because they have had something added to them to make them be closer to what you would imagine that smell would be. So when we started investigating oil companies, and what made us stay with Young Living is this seed to seal. Knowing that the moment that that seed is planted into the ground, that ground has not seen pesticides for 25 or more years. That is way above the organic standards that are set in the U.S. The next step would be how they are taken care of, how the fields are maintained. We do not use chemicals for weeds to be gone. We go out there and hand weed. The next step would be the harvesting. Everything is harvested and put into distillers by hand. There isn't, any fast, quick way, let's get it done so we get the most out of it. It is done so that we can make sure that it is maintaining the integrity of the plant, the oils, and the distillation process. Once it's been distilled, and gets ready to go into the bottles. It's the clean rooms that we have. And then from making sure before it even hits the bottles, step back and know that it's being tested by us as well as third-party labs to make sure that it hits that 98% purity level that we want. If it doesn't hit that, it doesn't go in the bottle. It gets destroyed. So then we seal it. We guarantee that it's sealed, that it's our seal before it's mailed from our plants to you. So being aware that the farms are owned by us, you can go visit any of our farms at any time. That is like a comfort to me. And I have been blessed to be able to go and be at the Mona Farms in Utah. I've made a trip. I know where the farms are in Idaho. My next bucket list item is to be able to go to a harvest or go help plant. I want to be able to do that and see what it does, because it's just going to make me understand the process so much more and help educate better. So you, in your kit, you've either received one and you're here to kind of learn more a little bit more, or you're really interested in seeing what these oils can do for you and your loved ones. So the premium starter kit that we're going to cover first is this one. It comes with 10 oils. They're all 5 milliliter in size. They come with 5 singles and 5 blends, and then you get an 11th oil as a bonus, and that is the Stress Away, which is one of my favorites. So let's take the time and start going over these oils. I'll kind of tell you what they're good for as far as overall, and then I'll give you one of the reasons I've used it. How to use essential oils. There is diffusing, and it not necessarily does it have to go into a diffuser, which comes with your premium starter kit. You can inhale it directly from the bottle. Just put your hands around it and just breathe it in. That structure that is in there is going to get into your system, and it's going to start working right away. It knows why it's there, and it works where it needs to be working. You can apply a couple of drops to your hand, rub it around, create a little tent, and breathe it in that way. And you can also apply it to cotton balls or leather bracelets. They even have diffuser necklaces. There are many uses. My husband likes to go and put his favorite oil into our filter for our heating system, air conditioning system, so it gets into our home. So there are some of the examples of the aromatic. Then there's topically. That one, again, you can apply it neat, which is straight out of the bottle, or you can dilute it with a carrier oil. Carrier oils can be jojoba oil, extra virgin organic olive oil, sunflower oil, jojoba, I think I just covered. There's a V6 put out by Young Living that you can purchase through Young Living. So there's several options. If you're interested in knowing more of those, I have a graphic that I've got that I can send you. The other way you can do it topically is put a roller ball on, which it's a roller ball filament that you got in your kit. Apply that directly to the bottle and then just roll it where you want it. I like the Stress Away and put that on my pulse points. So the last way is internally, and there's several ways to do that. You can put it in your food, in your water, or a capsule. At our home, we use all 3 ways. But please make sure that you follow the guidelines that have been put forth by our company, as well as the regulations that have been put upon us by the FDA. So again, read your labels, or if you have a third-party reference you'd like to use, please do that. And if you're in need of some other avenues, feel free to contact me or your sponsor, and we'll be happy to, point you in the right direction. Our first oil and this has been in our kits for several years. They like to call it the jack of all trades. It is a great oil for kind of reviving in the middle of the afternoon when you're, just your energy level is getting a little low and you still have hours ahead of you. I like to use it for that. Again, you heard me talk about why I got into Young Living. Peppermint was one that I used for respiratory issues, um, to support my system. It is also really good for the gastrointestinal system. You have a need for it. I usually like to apply it right on my belly button. Some people put it in their water. For me, it's like a toothpick into my water. For others, it's a couple of drops. So make sure you're aware it's a pretty powerful ingredient of peppermint. A big one for gut health, for keeping your muscles and ligaments in a happy place after a good workout. At this time, you may even open up your bottle and smell it. If you're in a group setting, let's pass that oil around and let everybody get a smell of it and see what we're talking about. If you don't have the oils and you would like to get more information about any of these, again, please contact me. Lavender. This is the switchblade of oils. It's a staple in our house, and it is great for so many of the different systems: respiratory, nervous, glandular, cardiovascular, and the skin. I use this one a lot for the respiratory system and those occasional seasonal symptoms. Some people like to just put it on and wear it as a perfume. I know that when it's on closer to bedtime for me, it is so relaxing. You can add it to bath water and help with promoting a relaxing bath. Tell me what you would use it for. Open that bottle up, send it around. Let's get some smells going. All right, everybody, let's get the lemon out. This would be a great time to let you know that this is my oldest daughter's favorite oil for just putting a smile on her face. She loves what it makes her feel like when she just infuses it into her life. I add it to my other oils for my respiratory system. Add it to your water for digestion. It's great for adding to the water for weight management. Great for immune and circulatory. I like to add it to my legs at night before I go to bed because it helps with my skin. This is also one that is sun sensitive, or should I say it helps promote a suntan quicker. So be very careful that you do not apply it and then go out into the sun for the day. That's why I try to put it on before bedtime, so I've got it into my system all night long, and then I don't have to worry about it. It is another one I like to add to a lot of the cleaning products that we make. All right, next would be your Copaiba. This is a newer oil to the kit this year. It is a great one to have. It is another one that's got many uses. Copaiba is tapped directly from the tree. I like to add it to other oils to amplify them. It is also good for extending that oil, because if you take one drop of an expensive oil and a drop of Copaiba, it will make that work much more than if you were to do 2 drops of the oil itself. So it's also another one, the respiratory support it gives my family is really good too. I have not tried mixing it with warm water in a tea with honey, but I've had other team members that do and love it. So now that we're done with Copaiba, let's move on to frankincense. This is my husband's favorite oil. Let's get that open and pass it around. He likes to use it for the immune support and respiratory system support. He works in a jail setting and wants to make sure he stays above the wellness line so he doesn't miss hours at work. It's been around since before Christ, and there are some great teachers out there that talk about all of the biblical oils. So look for that in the future, or find out from me later on if I know of one being taught. It is very great oil for the appearance of your skin. I like to add it into massages. So just keep this in mind, that it is a key ingredient in many of our products. All right, let's get into Digize. This is my daily staple, like frankincense is for my husband. I apply it to my stomach every night before bedtime to help promote digestion. The reason I do that is I work really crazy long hours sometimes, and so meals aren't always where they should be. And so I'm eating healthy, but maybe not in the time frames that are promoting a good wellness for me. So I like to apply it to my belly, especially a little bit in my belly button, to get it into my system quickly. It is also a great one to add into your beverage to help, enhance it. So keep that in mind when you're thinking about, oh, I got to drink plain water again. I don't do that anymore. It's what oil do I want in my water today? So hopefully y'all got a chance to smell that. If not, come back to it. It is a great oil. I also use it for its respiratory support. On to Thieves. This one is another great line that we have within Young Living. It is also the headstone of one of our other premium starter kits. It is another oil that has been used in this family for supporting the immune system. If at any time you have a chance, go Google cinnamon bark and clove and rosemary and see what it says about immune support. It is also a great one to just add into water and clean with. I like to put it in my water. I like to apply it topically to my gums. I like to just smell it if I'm not feeling above the wellness line. So keep this one in your household. It is amazing. All right, let's get out the pan away and pass that one around. This one they call the heavy hitter. I like it for its supporting my joint and cartilage function. It keeps those later in years support what I need when I need it, with peppermint, wintergreen, clove, and helichrysum. If you look up helichrysum, it is a natural pain killer that was founded and used by many tribes out there. So it supports the normal function of circulatory system, and you can add a carrier oil to it. I don't necessarily do, but it is kind of a little bit of a hot oil. So use a little bit of carrier oil to keep it from feeling hot or burning on your skin. All right, let's pass around Purification. The deodorizer. This is one that I add to small spray bottles, and it's put in perfect places throughout the house. It is in our front porch where all of the shoes are left at the end of the day. It is in our bathrooms for those manly odors that the boys in the household like to promote. It is also one that is just at a finger's tip reach, because we do have 3 black labs in our home that sometimes smell like dogs. So great one to add to your regimen for your skin. It's also really good for digestion system support. Add it to a foot massage. Just add it anywhere. I can't imagine it not being good for airing out anything that you seem needs it. RC, this is another newer oil to our kit this year. It does contain several types of eucalyptus, myrtle, pine, spruce, marjoram, lavender, cypress, and peppermint. Everything that I've ever experienced is that anything that we have distilled from a tree is very good for helping support the normal respiratory function of the body. It says here, especially when diffused, I like to put it just directly on. I'm usually a neat oil person. I don't usually do a lot of carrier oils. So when it says take a deep breath, you literally can do that with this oil right out of the bottle. I have added it to my routine for keeping me above the wellness line, especially with the respiratory system. So let's move on. Stress away. This is your bonus oil. It contains my favorite scent of all times, which is vanilla. I like it because it reminds me of everything I love about the smell of vanilla. Cookies, that candle that I used to love to burn. It just puts me in my happy place. So this is the one, like I said earlier, I added the rollerball filament to it to be able to get it onto my wrists. I like to put it around my ears. I put it everywhere. I know that it is even used on our dogs during bad storms. It's used on our dogs when they're feeling anxious about everybody leaving. So don't be afraid to go and read about what else it's good for. Flex oils. These are 5 oils that can be added into the kit if at any time one of the other oils goes out of stock. The best way I can tell you about why we have things go out of stock is because when we grow something, its conditions are how much we're going to get out of it is so dependent on how much water, how much light, how much heat, how much everything to get this plant to grow to its most robust self so that we can get the most out of it. But if at any time, again, it doesn't meet our specific standards, we won't put it in a bottle and send it out to you. So yes, there will be times that we will not have an oil that it goes out of stock for other reasons. It was a popular oil and it went out that quickly. We are a growing company and we're purchasing more land every time we can so that we don't have this issue. But because we do sometimes, these are the oils that they have given us. Aroma Ease I like to apply when I'm flying or on a boat. Citrus Fresh goes in my water, but it's also good for maintaining the appearance of healthy toned skin. Lemongrass, it says, may support the digestive system. I like to put it on the feet, on the bottoms of my feet at the end of the day because I work on concrete all the time. Orange oil enhances the flavor of foods and water. Goes in my water. I like to put it in cookies. I like to put it in my hot chocolate. And last but not least is tea tree or melaleuca. This is great in our household for skin support. It is another one we use for respiratory support as well. You also received in your kit 2 packets of the Ningxia Red. This is an energizing superfruit. It has the wolfberry in it, which helps support normal immune and liver function, provides energy and strength without a crash, excellent whole food source of all kinds of nutrients. It's rich in ellagic acid, polyphenols, flavonoids, vitamins, and minerals. It has no harmful stimulants like you get with caffeine. It supports good eye health, and it is a great one to add to that low glycemic index. How do I get your own? How do you get one of these? Well, you have several options. One is retail. You become a retail customer, you get your own account. You can order at any time off of your own website account. You do not have to buy a kit. You do not have to purchase so much every month, every year. You get 24% more cost on top of the wholesale. So that to me is the downside. But the upside is that you're still getting the oils you love when you want them. You're also not eligible for the Essential Rewards program. The wholesale side is you get to choose from 3 kits, which I'll go over in a minute. You save 24 to 44% off of retail. You are eligible because of the team that you're belonging to, ours, for team health insurance at a reasonable rate. And the only criteria you have besides purchasing the kit is that you have to purchase a minimum of 50 PV per year. PV is personal volume. That is usually dollar for dollar on the oils. So you have to spend $50 a year approximately to maintain your membership. You do not have to sell, but if you choose to want to become a builder, please let one of us know and we'll be happy to get you started onto a road of residual income. Looking here, you can see there are 2 other kits that you can get besides the premium starter kit. There is the Ningxia kit and there is the Thieves oil line kit. With the Ningxia Red kit, you get 2 bottles of Ningxia Red. You get 32 packets of the Ningxia Red packets. You get a box of the Ningxia Nitro, which is a little quick energy packet. And you get the bonuses that you got within the premium starter kit. In the Thieves, you get a 15 milliliter bottle of Thieves oil instead of 5 milliliter. You get 2 bottles of the concentrated household cleaner, a bottle of the Thieves mouthwash, 2 bottles of the Thieves hand sanitizer, a bottle of the Thieves toothpaste, and 2 bottles of the Thieves spray. You also get the bonuses that you got with the other 2 starter kits. All right, we're here to answer your questions. Write down anything that you have questions about, and you can text, email me, or you can get a hold of whoever is having you watch this video and see if they would be happy to meet with you and get you started on steps to becoming a member today. Thank you for spending quality time with me.